he's one of the smallest ever to lift the trophy. Might be too much for him. You better not drop it, Dennis.
Middlesbrough really only had 20 minutes of the first half, and apart from that, Chelsea were in control.
Can you tell us the story about Dennis Wise when you signed him and Glenn Williams?
Well, Glenn Williams, underrated man. He was in charge of the youth team and all the rest of it. Also, he was our chief scout, and he found a lot of our players. He had so many contacts in Europe, and he really understated, nobody knew anything about him. But he got the idea of Wisey, bringing him to the club. And Sam, a man who was then famously owner of Wimbledon, he was a very funny man. It's all your family and you this and that and the other, but he was the last halfpenny. So when they had to sell Wisey was away. There's a clause in the contract. If Dennis left, he got lump sum. And Sam said, well, I'm not going to sign the transfer unless you waive that money. I only found that out later. And when Dennis came, got him £1.5 million. And he came, it was in the old Chelsea office where I had my office looking out onto it. So Green brought him, he said, yeah. So he opened the door and in came Wisey. I looked him up and down and said, bloody hell, don't get much £1.5 million these days, do you? He said, hello Batesy, how are you? Pretty damn right. So I've Batesy ever since. He was a lovely man. In fact, I'll tell you a story about him. He was there when Hoddle was the manager. And Hoddle, I'm afraid, was a bit overrated. Because if you think about it, what did he ever win? At Chelsea? At Tottenham? Anywhere else? England? Anywhere else? Anything he won was got Swindon via the playoff final into the Premier League. And we were struggling. And we were just before Christmas. And we were Southampton, 0-0 away. Apparently, it's only hearsay. Apparently Hoddle said, OK lads, keep playing, you'll be all right. And then he said, no, F this. Fucking useless, let's get out and kick a few arses, let's go get stuck into them. And the entire crowd, yeah, come on, let's have it. So Hoddle shut up. They went out and they won. We won 2-1 or 3-1. Then the next, because it was the Christmas period, I know we had 3 games over the Christmas New Year period, and we went to Queen's Park Rangers on 2-1 or 3-1 or something it was. Then we finally came back to Stamford Bridge and won 4-1. And those 9 points made us safe. Hoddle never spoke to Wisey again. I mean, Hoddle and Dennis was playing for England. And when Hoddle became manager of England, he never picked Dennis again. Dennis never played for England again. But Dennis, Ferguson, I was quite friendly with, even though we were deadly enemies and adversity. He said about Dennis, he could start a fight in an empty room. I always remember that. But Dennis was a lovely guy. Go on, let's have you. Also, he was encouraging. He's a lovely man.
Yeah, great captain for Chelsea.